with y'all, back with another review, and it's one of the most highly anticipated shoes of the year. I have the unreleased LeBron 23 Uncharted colorway or the 40K gold. I've seen both on sneakers. It says Uncharted though. It does have the 40K on the back, and I do think it's a little cooler, so I'm gonna call them the 40K golds. These recently came in, and I basically wore them the whole day yesterday. As soon as it came in, tried them on, super excited, made my little unboxing video or unpacking video, everything like that. Wore them around the crib, then took them to the gym. I did like an hour and a half, a little shooting ball handling workout, a little warm up, threw them on. Then after that, went and lifted, wore my whole lift. Then after that, I did a hot and cold tub contrast type bath. Little recovery because I know I was going to be in the gym for a fat minute. Then went to a whole different gym, hooped up there, warmed up, played some games. We didn't lose until our last game. We ran the court for like 6-7 games though. I was pretty tired, so I can't be mad at it. No excuses though. We should have won that game and called it quits. And now I'm here giving you the review. All right, well, let's start off the review. We're going to kick it off with the upper. We have a iridescent gold upper that wraparounds the whole shoe. And when you get the shoe, it does have a warning label on it that says, due to the special property of metallic coating material, wrinkle or imperfection should be expected. Looking at it after wearing it for all that time, I see like a little bit of, so we have some light scuffs in the toe box. And like on the sides, you can kind of see like a little bit of cracking. But nothing crazy or out of hand, if I'm being honest. I'll check the other shoe as well to make sure. A little bit of scuffs on the toe. On the sides, you can kind of see like some lines going through it, but nothing crazy like knocking off the metal material or anything. Only have some slight signs of wear on the inside. For what I was expecting with that warning label, they held up pretty well. The upper also has Flyknit technology, and it has a premium booty system as well. And as far as the lockdown goes, I'll put it right here. Absolutely no issue at all. That has been an issue with me for the 21s and the 22s. I don't think it was with the 20s, but they used that Nike sphere on the ankle collar. And bro, it was so like plush. Well, half of it was gone because it was like little circles in every part of the ankle collar. And it was just like so many gaps that I was able to like slide my foot out with the shoe fully tied. I hated the Nike sphere thing. I don't know what they used here. It does feel like it's not just 100% consistency of some foam. It might be, but it seems like it has some type of detailing in it. But it's not the Nike sphere, or at least how big it was in the older pairs. It might be the sphere though, and just a little toned down. Next on the list, when it comes to the midsole, there is no actual midsole on the shoe. It has a drop-in midsole that a lot of y'all are familiar with if you watch shoe reviews and are interested in hoop kicks in general. A lot of different brands have done it and taken part in that. And as you can see, without the drop-in insole, the shoe actually doesn't bend much in the middle, which is surprising, but it twists and stuff pretty easy without it. This is giving the shoe all stability and cushion. And you are not able to put in a regular insole on this shoe because this has the full midsole. Just a heads up for anybody that wears those. We have a full length Zoom X drop-in midsole. First to ever do it with Zoom X. And it also has a midfoot carbon fiber shank. I have not personally seen a carbon fiber shank on a drop-in midsole. I could be mistaken, but I also think it's the first shoe to do that as well. My first concern though, when I saw this foam with a carbon fiber shank, something pretty soft, pretty plush, it felt really comfortable. As soon as you put the shoe on, and then something as hard as like carbon fiber for the shank, was it digging into my foot. And I will say it did happen, but only on certain moves. And still shouldn't happen at all. Hopefully like with time too, as you wear down the insole, that doesn't start to hurt more and more. You'll definitely see in the coming months and everything when people are wearing it every day for months to a season, if that starts to happen. Because this insole obviously isn't going to stay as plush as it is when you first got it forever. I like they tried to do some new technology with it. Little unfortunate that does dig into your foot. It was only 1 foot for that. And it was just like, if I got a layup and tried to turn back really quick and like run back on defense, I felt it. I don't really remember feeling any like crossovers or anything like that. But definitely happened throughout my time playing in them. The court feel on these shoes is really nice. These shoes have really great court feel, and you definitely feel low to the ground when wearing these. Definitely one of the more minimalistic Brons when it comes to that area of the shoe. He usually has a crazy OD thick midsole and a really clunky shoe. Now we're talking about clunky, we do need to talk about the weight. I know a lot of y'all had questions about that. And me personally, seeing the drop, seeing the leaks, seeing the pictures, seeing the design of the shoe, how the outsole is constructed, I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna take out hella weight. Oh my God, that wasn't the case though. So put these on a scale. Average weight for my size basketball shoe is 370 to 400 grams. These came in at 457 grams. For reference, I think that's about the weight of like an 81 low, about the weight of like a Harden 8. So they definitely are a little bit more on the heavy side. Honestly, at first, they definitely felt a little clunky, like first putting them on and everything. I'm like, okay. And I wore the Way Away All City 13 Encores right before, and then I put these on. So I'm like, damn, okay. Feel a little lighter throwing these on. Like, okay, a little concerning off the rip. They were comfortable, but they felt a little clunky. But as time went by and I was wearing them for probably like 6 to 8 hours in that full day of just being in the gym. When I tell you I'm in the gym every day, at least like 3-4 hours. I pay a lot for my gym membership, but I get all my use out of it. From recovery to the gym to lifting. I damn near live there, man. They got offices and everything, food, rooftop pool. I love my gym. So I started to get used to the weight, but definitely is a heavier shoe. If you are one of them small, skinny guards, or you're used to kicks like the Sabrina 3s, Sabrina 2s, the Ja 3s, in that weight category, Kobe 5, Kobe 6s, SPOs, most Way Aways are pretty light. It's gonna be a little adjustment period for you. I'm not gonna lie, y'all always ask me like, oh, did it make you feel slow or anything? For me, I feel like I can adjust to any shoe. I prefer them to be lighter, but for my height and my weight, if you do the BMI scale and my height versus my weight, I'm technically obese, but I'm just muscular, so a little bit of added weight doesn't really slow me down or anything like that. And I also have a 50-inch max vertical, so if I lose an inch or two with a little bit of weight, it's not gonna kill me, but it may be different for you. Surprisingly enough, I did have a 1 foot dunk in these though. I ain't gonna lie, it felt good too. Cushion felt good, take off, everything. Oh no, we were in a real intense game. It kind of just happened, got a good drive middle. It kind of felt like Brian, man. And for y'all that been tuned in, I just came off a quad strain, so I haven't been jumping off two or trying to dunk off two ever since it happened. So jumping off one, felt fine. I will say the initial comfort on these, as far as the midsole goes and the cushion, really nice. You put them on, it feels good. That Zoom X feels really nice underfoot. Definitely one of my favorite cushioning setups when it comes to Nike. Outside of the Cushlon 3, not including like the air units like Zoom Strobe Wool, full length Zoom Air, all that good stuff. Just strictly foam, Zoom X is my favorite at Nike. But when it comes to the upper, you are going to have to break all this material, all that in. This inner ankle part tore my ankle up. I don't even know if I still have the band-aids on right now. But when I wore them for the second time, when I went to a different gym and hooped, I got them on. I got band-aids on my ankle in this spot, bro. It was killing me. In the first hour, it tore the skin off. So yeah, I had to wear one laced, one loose laced after I got done off the court and went to lift, bro, because it hurt. Next, we have the outsole, and we have a solid rubber outsole. So glad it's solid rubber. I don't know why in recent pairs with like LeBron 22s, LeBron 21s I had a solid rubber outsole. But translucent outsoles on LeBrons for me have been really bad for the most part. The 22s didn't really have good traction at all for me. They did do that weird pod system too. And this is definitely a more unique outsole. It's a number 23 in the outsole if you can kind of see it there. So super cool. LeBron wears number 23. It's a 23rd shoe. And they get this special design in it. And seeing it off the rip, I was concerned. So a lot of y'all know that I don't like the separated outsoles where it's exposed and you can see the midsole unless the rubber is high enough to where it would be no issues with that hitting. You can kind of see in this gap right here, the rubber is pretty elevated from this. So it's never going to touch the court. And it does have a herringbone traction pattern. It's just like a curved version of a herringbone traction pattern. Herringbone has been used for decades. It's really consistent and works on most and all shoes. Perfect to go with. I'm glad they kept it simple and it worked really good. Initial wear on a clean court, smooth, no issues at all. But I love to take my shoes to LA Fitness, bro. And even a dig at LA Fitness, but it's just, you get a lot of different people in there that are walking in, shooting with their, Vans, their lifting shoes, bringing dust. A lot of people in and out all day, so the court isn't the cleanest at all. But that puts the shoe to a true test. If it has good traction on a court like that, it's going to have amazing traction when you play on a good court. I don't even remember wiping when I was playing, if I'm being so honest. Definitely get a traction at 9.5 out of 10 when it comes to that category. I'll drop the traction test right here. This was on the clean court, and I'll also drop the squeak test as well. shoes did have a cool squeak. It wasn't like super crazy or super loud or exaggerated like maybe the Ja 3s or Sabrina 3s, but it's not a performance factor at all. And one of my biggest concerns in the shoe was good and fulfilled. I'm glad they figured that out and it wasn't an issue at all. Next on the list, another important one because these released October 3rd, I believe, and retail price is $210. And a lot of y'all want to know how they fit. I have some answers for you, but I still want to try this to see if it'll fit better this way. So as far as the fit goes, dropping insole, felt like they had a little bit of space width-wise and definitely had a little bit of space in the toe box, but it didn't seem exaggerated enough to where it was like, damn, I need to go a half size down or it caused any heel slipping. I do say I want to try a half size down, see if that makes the shoe a little bit more snug in those areas. But as far as the fit goes, for me ordering these in my true size I always order when I order Nike shoes, it was like semi-wide foot friendly, little bit of space in the toe box, and definitely seemed like they ran a little bit big. Whether or not they're big enough for me to go half size down, I'm gonna have to try that in the future with some future releases, because I'm not gonna spend that that resale ticket again to get these early. And I don't even think they would get here in time for my plug by the time the pair just releases in October. Safe bet is just go to true size. I wore some like thinner socks, or wore the 23 socks that you see in like the video reviews I did to start. When I took them to the second gym, I wore some thicker like NBA socks, and they fit a lot better in my opinion. Just filled out some of the space in there, and I got some added cushion because they were thicker socks. So if you double sock or you wear the thick NBA socks or elite socks, just go true size and be safe. Overall, my opinion on LeBron 23s and my first impressions, hey, LeBron, late GOAT in my opinion, best 23 ever. I'm very excited that I can wear a LeBron again, bro. When I first started playing basketball, I had the LeBron 8s or 9s, one or two. I think it was the 9s. And then I wore the 10s, and they just got clunkier and clunkier after that. And I was like, yeah, bro, I had to switch to Kobe's, and I'm not even a Kobe fan. I grew up in LA, I grew up in Long Beach, so it was like, it's tough to be over here wearing the Kobe's. And it was always that Kobe versus LeBron battle and conversations. But the shoes were just lighter and felt better. They didn't drop the weight category much in this shoe at all. But in terms of actual feel, it definitely feels like it's a shoe that can work for a guard and not just a 6'8", 270-pound man. A lot of his shoes feel real centered to like, obviously him and his play style and people that are built like him because of how bulky and clunky they are. These definitely feel a little bit clunky at first, but once you break them in, they feel good. They have really great court feel, low to the ground feel. Traction was really good on multiple courts that I tried them out on. It's really hard to mess up Zoom X cushioning, and they did a really good job on these. Also forgot to mention that I got my pair and it's a China release because I believe theirs released a week earlier than the US releases their pairs. So this pair also has XDR rubber. I can drop a quick little video right here to show y'all. It came with the XDR rubber tag and then like the tag of just telling you about the upper and that there may be some imperfections. Some of y'all may know that in China, they don't have access to as many indoor courts as we do, and a lot of them play outdoors a lot more than we do in the United States. There's a gym, a LA Fitness, some type of basketball court indoors you can go to on every other corner out here. It's really nice to have extra durable rubber as well. One thing that I did want to talk about is I feel like the build quality is interesting though. Specifically in the outsole. I had no issues in terms of like it falling apart or anything, but the outsole is pretty soft because like I said, the midsole is in the insole. So you can kind of see it a little bit, it's soft there, but the back is what kind of threw me off. You can kind of see the stitching in between. If you look at this area right here, there's a line going down from the back of the shoe with the 40K gold right there. Then when you get into the bottom outsole, I was like, that just looks kind of like incomplete in a sense. Then you can see some of the lines and the glue work going right there. I was like, okay, you know, little imperfections, little glue imperfections right there. The stitching in the back is a little weird to me, but it didn't cause any issues or anything like that. So just something I want to point out to y'all. Also, I wanted to mention before I forget, the laces. These are a little bit of a thicker slash like round lace. You're either gonna have to double knot them. When I double knotted them, they were fine. Typically, I just tie my shoes tight, regular how I do, and give it one good knot, rock out. They definitely were coming undone when I did that. Double knotted it, had no issues, but it's not like AE1 vibe where it's like, they come undone every 5 seconds, but definitely like every game I was retying my shoes just because they kept coming undone. So just something to keep in mind as well. I don't think it's bad to where you like need a lace swap, but you're definitely gonna have to double knot. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Doing a ton of other reviews. I get a lot of early pairs all the time. I was gonna get the Jason Tatum 4s early too, but they come out like October 10th, so I might as well just wait. If you have any shoes you want to see me review in the future, drop them in the comments below. The next big shoe release that I know y'all are super excited to see will probably be the Shea 001s. They're dropping 3 colorways of those, and I'm gonna be trying on like 4 different sites to try to get the blue and the black ones. I don't really want the hail clay or the tan ones, to be honest. But there's no way in hell I shouldn't get at least 1 pair this time. I didn't think the drop was gonna be that hot as it was before when they did the original drop with like the tan ones. So I should have a pair in hand the day they release. At least 1. Or I'm gonna be sick. But I'm out of here.